During the Lenten season, television networks in the Philippines often suspend their regular programming to air shows centered on Christianity and faith. These programs may include redubbed foreign productions or original Tagalog Lenten specials. The latter are particularly notable, as many of these locally produced programs have gone missing over the years and are now considered lost media. With the Lenten season having just ended at the time this video is released, there are several Lenten or Holy Week related lost media that I've covered in past videos, such as the Lorenzo Ruiz movie aired during Holy Week, alongside GMA's drama anthology My Himala, and the alleged CBN Lenten special Huwad sa Langit. In this video, we'll explore more Filipino lost media related to Lenten Holy Week. Special thanks once again to Ruben Hernandez, son of the late Helen Vela, for providing valuable information on these topics. Also known simply as Buhay Makulay, this Holy Week special was a joint collaboration between GMA Network and CBN Asia back in 1994. Inspired by the Christian animated TV series Superbook, it was an alleged musical fantasy program featuring Duncan Ramos and Martin Rivera. It aired on Black Saturday of that year and was intended to serve as a pilot episode for a planned television series. The special reportedly included a snippet from Superbook depicting Jesus' crucifixion, resurrection, and ascension. This was followed by Martin Rivera playing the piano and Duncan Ramos performing the song Pula, Pulang Pula, which symbolized the blood of Jesus shed for humanity's salvation. The proposed series allegedly followed a child who possessed a book of pure colors. The story unfolded as a dream, featuring scenes of the child traveling through different color-themed worlds while learning important moral values. Upon walking, the child will share his dream with a mentor figure, with the final scene showing them singing about the color green. The program was also said to have an accompanying coloring book and videotape, both offered for free through a landline request. Superbook's character, Gizmo, reportedly made cameo appearances and even spoke Tagalog. Despite these plans, the full TV series never materialized due to alleged creative differences and budget constraints. There were also reported issues during production involving Lalaine Juarez, the suit actor for Gizmo at the time, particularly regarding the time-consuming nature of multiple takes during filming. Today, any trace of the project, whether the special itself, its proposed series, or its promotional materials, like the coloring book and videotape, is considered lost media. In 1982, RPN9 produced its own Lenten special titled Asin at Kandila. It starred theater and television actor turned writer Vince Roque in his first ever TV appearance, portraying Tomas Camarillo, a false prophet whose predictions caused widespread panic in the late 1940s. Thomas, an ordinary farm boy who claimed to possess strange powers, was initially praised after reportedly healing several sick individuals. Seeing an opportunity for profit, his money-driven parents began to physically and psychologically abuse him to exploit his supposed abilities. Amid this constant suffering, Thomas claimed to experience visions while in a trance, most notably a terrifying prophecy about the end of the world. He warned that only those who kept 4 candles and a handful of salt would be saved, sparking mass hysteria among the public. Lito Anzures and Yolanda Luna portrayed Camarillo's parents. The special first aired on March 31 at 7:30 p.m. and was later re-aired on April 2 at 9:30 p.m. Production design was handled by Bobby Bautista, and it was directed by Argel Joseph. Unfortunately, in a Facebook post from 2013, Roque confirmed that he no longer has a copy of the film. Today, only a few TV screen caps and newspaper clippings remain of the Lenten special. Aired on BBC Two, Later known as City 2 Television, this Holy Week special was reportedly broadcast sometime between 1981 and 1983. Titled Nang Lumuhod ang Santo Entierro, it was said to be partially inspired by the biblical book of Job. Also referred to as Biyernes Santo Nang Bumangon ang Santo Entierro, the special starred Techi Agbayani. She portrayed a young woman who was cast out of her home, crying and pleading not to be abandoned. This traumatic experience led to a state of mental instability, leaving her to wander the streets as a homeless and disoriented figure, often appearing aloof and laughing to herself. Other reported cast members included either Nanding Fernandez or Jimmy Morato as God, and Pepe Pimentel as Satan. And one of the alleged opening scenes, God and Satan are shown playing chess while debating the girl's fate, echoing the moral and spiritual themes found in the book of Job. Later in the story, Agbayani's character enters a church and approaches a statue of Jesus Christ. Believing he is merely asleep, she pokes his chest in an attempt to wake him. To her shock, the statue comes to life. Jesus gently places his hand on her face, showing compassion before walking away and leaving her in stunned silence. The following scene reportedly shows Satan losing the bet, with God affirming that good ultimately prevails. The special concludes with the girl fully healed, now living a peaceful and happy life. Rez Cortez was also said to have appeared in the program. Unfortunately, Nang Lumuhod ang Santo Entierro is now considered lost media. On March 23, 2026, an eyewitness shared a post in the Obscure and Lost Media Philippines Facebook group about a Lenten program that aired on IBC 13 during the 1990s. The program was based on Our Lady of Penafrancia, also known as Ina or Mother, a Reverend Marian devotion and the patroness of Bicolania. Centered in Naga City, this devotion features a 91-centimeter wooden image that is celebrated every September through a massive fluvial procession along the Naga River. The full-length presentation reportedly featured a large cast, though only two prominent actors were remembered. Dido Fernando, who portrayed a priest, likely Simon Vela, the figure associated with discovering the image in Spain, and Rick Rodrigo, who played a man miraculously healed through the intercession of Our Lady of Penafrancia. It was later confirmed that the film was originally produced in 1970 by NGI Movie Productions Incorporated and was written and directed by Romy Villaflor. Other cast members included Zenny Zabala, Rosa Mia, Vilma Santos, and Joseph de Cordova, among others. The film was shot entirely in Eastman color and filmed on location in Salamanca, where the original image was said to have been discovered. The musical score was composed by Felipe P. De Leon. As of today, the film remains sadly lost. In our previous video about the now-defunct BBC2 uploaded on November 28, 2024, we briefly mentioned a program titled Marcelino Pan y Vino, Amala o Himala. It aired in 1979 and was directed by the late Mario O'Hara. The program served as a television adaptation of Marcelino Pan y Vino, also known as The Miracle of Marcelino, written by Jose Maria Sanchez Silva. It was one of many remakes of the original 1955 film adaptation. Aside from this TV version, there was also a made-for-TV film titled San Marcelino Pan y Vino, or Marcelino Pan y Vino, Himala o Maligno, which aired on BBC2. This version starred a young Romnix Sarmienta and was reportedly re-aired in the 1980s on either MBS4 or RPN9, with the latter commonly broadcasting it during Maundy Thursday. Set in the 19th century Spain, the story follows an orphan boy named Marcelino, who was abandoned early in life and later taken in by monks in a monastery. He is sworn never to go up to the attic, where a very big man supposedly resides and could take him away. However, driven by curiosity, the boy eventually disobeys and goes upstairs, where he encounters the mysterious figure before running back down in fear. The cast reportedly included Sarmienta, Junie Gamboa, Janice de Belen, and possibly Caridad Sanchez and Pepe Pimentel. Eyewitness Bert Hernandez also speculated that Subas Herrero may have portrayed one of the friars, while a young Michael de Mesa may have taken on the role of Jesus Christ. One eyewitness recalled watching the film as a child and being deeply disturbed by its ending, in which Marcelino allegedly dies. A modern-day remake was later produced by GMA Network and aired in 2002 during a Holy Week marathon in the late afternoon. In this version, Carlos Morales portrayed Jesus. One particularly memorable scene features Jesus telling Marcelino, "Gusto mo bang sumama na sa akin? Doon, hindi ka na iiyak, hindi ka na magugutom, wala nang lungkot," before embracing the child. Hernandez described the moment as deeply moving and enough to bring anyone to tears. His sister, Princess Punzalan, also watched the remake and remarked that the script felt distantly Christian, especially in its description of heaven. Some sources, including Hernandez's relatives, have suggested that the story may have been partially inspired by the biblical book of Job. The telemovie is also believed to have influenced the story of Santino in the popular May Bukas Pa on ABS-CBN. As of today, the Filipino adaptations of Marcelino Pan y Vino remain lost media with no copies known to exist. Originally planned as a Holy Week special, I.N.R.I was developed after 3 years of preparation by BHS TV, a division of BHS Films, known for titles like Mga Batang Sisiw and Roman Rapido. The 3-hour telemovie, intended to air without commercial breaks, was directed by Edwin O'Hara, with Reggie Acuna serving as executive producer. The film starred Helen Vela, who also reportedly wrote the entire script, alongside Vilma Santos, Gloria Romero, and Johnny Delgado, among others. Production reportedly cost around 200,000 pesos, approximately 4.28 million pesos in 2025. It was said to have aired on Good Friday, April 1, and was later rebroadcast in the late 1980s on IBC 13 and again in the mid-1990s on ABS-CBN, according to eyewitness accounts. One memorable scene, as recalled by viewers, featured either Roderick Paulate or Johnny Delgado crying out, "Oh, Diyos ko, bakit mo ako or kami binabayaan?" in front of an altar. Some accounts suggest it was Delgado's character, paralyzed after a vehicular accident, delivering the emotional line while standing on crutches before a crucifix. Another recalled scene from a later airing showed a shaky camera shot of a child riding a bicycle before crashing. The film itself remained obscure for decades. On January 28, 2026, Ben Hernandez, son of Vela, shared a mock-up of the film's title card in the Obscure and Lost Media Philippines Facebook group, along with new details. These included the full title, I.N.R.I, Ang Pitong Huling Wika, confirmation that it actually premiered in 1983, not 1981, and verification that Vela wrote the screenplay. Ruben's father, Ben S. Hernandez, was also credited as the presentation's producer. He further revealed that the end credits used the poem song Desiderata by Max Ehrmann, accompanied by clips from the movie The Man Who Saw Tomorrow. Additionally, the telemovie made heavy use of musical pieces from the soundtrack of Somewhere in Time. Hernandez also recalled several behind-the-scenes details. One scene, a wealthy, arrogant boy, played by Lito Pimentel, throwing water at a waiter while shouting, "Hoy pare! Sabi ko iced water!" Earlier takes reportedly included profanity, which was removed to avoid issues with the Board of Censors, the predecessor of the MTRCB. Another scene featured Vilma Santos' character giving birth, while her anxious husband, possibly portrayed by Joseph Sitanco, waited outside, smoking in a hospital waiting area, reflecting the norms of the time. He was also shown listening to a cassette recording of his wife's voice, leaving instructions in case she did not survive childbirth. Unfortunately, I.N.R.I, Ang Pitong Huling Wika, is now considered lost media. Ben Hernandez confirmed that known U-matic master tapes of the telemovie exist in his collection, and no complete copies have surfaced to date.